No, it's not cheating. Do you know what is cheating though? A man stringing you along for months. I don't care if he even asked you to be his girlfriend. There are certain things that have to be done and said for it to be a real relationship. Trust cannot be earned in a day, and foundation can't be built overnight. In fact, this is a lifelong process. A relationship is never done. Just because you even get married doesn't mean you can't wake up every day and choose the person you're with and appreciate them. What I'm trying to say is the advice I give isn't necessarily to have a multiple partners or do this and that. Sometimes your multiple boyfriends could be your multiple businesses. But there's a fine line to this and it's just up to you. The point I'm making is a lot of times we're in relationships without even being in a relationship. Does that make sense?
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Sweetie, having a boyfriend means a committed relationship and an emotional connection with monogamy implied. Having 3 of them and treating them as businesses doesn't make them boyfriends. It makes them paying customers.
Propaganda tool.
And having seen quite a few of your TikToks, it's obvious they're not getting their money's worth.
If 2 plus 2 is 4, right? And 5 plus 5 is 10, okay. Is this?
Well, splitting the bill 50-50 is your opportunity to show them that you're not a brokey who's just looking for a foodie date. But listen, if you're too broke to pay attention, let alone half of the date, Brad has some advice for you.
You need to make more!
Indeed.
What is bizarre to me is that I keep seeing comments from you guys saying, "You have sad eyes," along with a paragraph lecture that I didn't ask for. I'm traumatized. I have trauma eyes. They're stuck like this. Now mind your business or send me money. Leave me alone.
Well, sweetie, your line of work does tend to have that effect on a woman's sunny disposition. I hope you get better soon, but I'm not gonna send you any money because your industry content is available for free on the internet.
We are setting men and boys up for failure. Now, before I get into all the nuance, I've talked about this topic across multiple of my other videos, but I wanted to give this a very specific video. But I'm going to keep it pretty short and sweet, and if anyone has any questions, I'd be happy to elaborate. But basically what I mean by this is that the traditional gender roles that our society currently holds are setting men and boys up for failure. We are instilling innately anti-human qualities into these men and boys, and also not teaching them how to be functioning adults. And so examples of this are the way that we label everything that is deemed effeminate as bad, weak, and less than. So for instance, we label natural human characteristics and qualities like empathy and showing emotion outside of anger as effeminate and therefore bad and less than and weak. And then on top of this, we label basic actions needed to function as effeminate and once again therefore bad, less than, and weak. Things like cooking, cleaning, childcare, hygiene, etc. And so my point in making this video
is to demonstrate that you don't actually pay attention to the world. Because if you did, you'll notice that men do express emotions other than anger, like happiness when their favorite football team wins a game, or pride when they finally finish rebuilding that project car. And if you look really closely, you might notice how a man's face lights up when he sees the love of his life, or his children. It might surprise you to know that a lot of men actively participate in childcare, even when they come home after a 12-hour shift. Now, as far as negative emotions go, anger is the only negative emotion that a man can express safely. Because when you see a man who's angry, usually you don't want to mess with him. When you see a man who's sad and vulnerable, it's an invitation to mess with him. And 9 times out of 10, despite saying the opposite, it's the women who punish men for being emotionally vulnerable. That's why men express all of their negative emotions through anger. As for the other argument that men view cooking, cleaning, and personal hygiene as weak and effeminate, sweetie, some of us can cook better than most women. Some of us have been cleaning and doing laundry since grade school. Some of us take multiple showers a day and have a skincare routine, and our grooming is on point. Some of us own several designer suits that we match with several designer fragrances. Hell, some of us match them with our cars. 'Cause real talk, for a man, few things in life can compare to looking like $1,000,000 while taking the skulls of your enemies.
And that's the bottom line, 'cause Stone Cold said so.